What is your name and the position within your community?
My name is Kule Waliwa. I'm an elder. I'm also a team leader of a cultural heritage site called Kiwa Heritage Hot Springs in Kasese. Previously, I was a minister of cultural sites and environment, but also I was served as the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Rwenzori. Yeah, so I'm a community elder now.
Briefly share the history of your tribe and how you settled in this area.
I'm a Bakonzo by tribe, but I'm happy if you call me a Muyira, because Awayira is a uniting name of the Bakonzo here and the Vantante of Congo. So when you call me a Muyira, I become very, very happy. The Wayira have been on this mountain since time immemorial, but they have been rotating all around. Sometimes they're in Congo if they are green pastures. Sometimes they're in this part called Uganda if it has green pastures. But really we've been around this mountain. Actually, the history we know is that we have been here all the time. In Uganda, there is a perception of saying that we came from Congo, but we didn't come walking from Congo. It was a deal between the Belgians and the British when they were subdividing this place amongst themselves. That part of Congo came to what? Came to be part of Uganda, and we were like, these ones have come from Congo, because they were sharing and I think enjoying the Africa as just property. So as I can say, we've been here for I don't know for many years. So grandfathers, they talk about here, or our grandmothers, they all have been around this place.
What is the perception of climate change within your community?
We look at it as real. We have seen rivers dwindling in volume during dry season. Rivers like Nyamwamba, when I was growing up, was never crossed by a child of around 7 years. But now during a dry season, someone can cross. We looked at realities of, for example, mosquitoes. They never used to be up on the mountain. Now they have reached there. Mosquitoes were for the lower land. Tsetse flies were for the lower land. But today they have reached, everywhere. We have also seen that the climate, the weather changes are now abrupt and unpredictable. So these are realities. We have seen a reduction in food crop production. It has all gone down. Coffee, for example, and mangoes, they were never planted on the upper slopes of the mountain because it was too cold. But now you go to the highest point of human habitation, they are planting mangoes, they are planting coffee, they are planting cassava. It means the weather has changed, the heat has actually been increasing, and of course also we are aware that the snow is reducing. So these things, they are very real. We don't need a lot of science to know that they are happening.
Describe how climate change has affected Mount Rwenzori and the surrounding areas.
One is that our water levels, although people think that when the rivers are flooding, we have a lot of water, this is just an abrupt upsurge of water. But otherwise, the water is going down. There are so many streams, especially the small streams up the mountain. They have completely dried up. In the mountain, there almost every homestead had its own stream where it would get water. Today, you have to travel a distance. And that's why today when you find the people on the mountain crying to government that should come and give them drinking water. But otherwise, in the past when we were growing, there wouldn't be that demand because everybody had a stream. We've seen a reduction in food production. We have seen the floods. We have also seen the landslides. But we have also seen dwindling of the forest cover. For every stream that was coming from the mountain, it had a stretch of forest following it. But now these forests have been cleared. People are growing their crops into the what? Into the river. That never used to happen because we had these don'ts and do's. Don't silt the river, don't go near the river. All those ones have disappeared now because I think because of population and Christianity and Muslim, which is Islamic. No, these ones, they depend on proof. In the past, there was not thing like proof. If they said, don't piss in a river, you didn't ask, what if I piss there, what will happen? No. If the elders have said, then that is it. And that's how these mountains were
protected.
Were protected. For example, we said women should not go up the what? Up the forest. So somehow half of the population would not go to and exploit the what? The forest. Only the men would go there. But if I went there with my wife and each one carried the 30 kilograms of wood, that means the 60 kilograms would have come from the what? From the forest. But if we say only the men go there, that means that I only come with one man with 30. That's also some kind of control. But otherwise, really the damage is so much. But also given the population explosion, we are really producing so much. Being in the mountain area, the place is cold, we sleep near each other. Produce a lot of yeah, in Kasese here, it's different. You chase the blanket and you turn the other end, your wife goes the other end. You don't make children. But in the mountains, you have to reconcile. If you have been fighting with your woman, before you go to bed, you have to reconcile very quickly so that you can get your warmth from each other.
What traditional methods do your tribe use to predict weather patterns?
Yeah, weather patterns were predicted in a number of ways. For example, we have some birds, EVPP. If it starts making it sound in the morning, we usually knew that in the evening we are likely to get what? To get rain. There were these soldier ants. If you find the soldier ants, like Shambali, they have made their line. Whether it is shining, you know that the time of rain is doing what? Is about to come. So those were really predictions. But also the winds. Yeah, when you find, for example, this month of September, you will usually find a lot of storms coming up, maybe even with thunder and whatever. Then you know that the clouds are making a meeting. Very soon it is going to do what? It's going to rain. So there were really so many ways of predicting weather.
On that issue of birds, the Hadada ibis, how do we relate it in season, informing people, planting period? There's when birds come from this side and people say it is the season. I want you to also help me know that.
People in the past also are observant. These are like wetland birds. Oh. You're with me? But if you see them now start flying towards the other areas, then you know that the weather is beginning to cool down. You with me? So it is the time we started preparing for what?
To plant.
For the plant. Then of course they're also looking at the moon. Yeah, when the Englishmen came here, they brought a calendar which is blank. It is not depending on anything. But for us, whenever we talked of a year, we are talking about a season. If you eat on a fresh millet, then we said we have enjoyed the year. And then also the year depended on the moons. By the way, the moons are not 12. They are 13. I think we all know it like that. I don't know whether you have observed. You guys oversleep. But they always 13 what? Moons, each one having around 28 days. So time with 13, that is 364 days. Even these moons, the way they were coming and going, say, for example, if it is the moon is now dark, it is not there, and you know it is the third moon, then you know that you are supposed to do what? To cultivate your land, because when the other moon comes, you should be ready. So that was something like that.
What are the traditional agricultural practices that your tribe uses to adapt to weather conditions?
For example, if the weather is, if we're in a drought season, we used to be very cautious. When your millet or your maize is ready, we used to have granaries. So we would store. So that in case there is a bad season, you have something to do what? To eat. You have some cereals in the granaries, especially millet, maize, and even the cassava. So we used that kind of storage system. There were also what I would call short season crops like pumpkins. You grow pumpkins along the terraces, and they give you fruits, very very quickly, and you begin enjoying them. Another agricultural practice that was being used was this we call it shifting or rotational cultivation. The land here used to be very big, by the way. People had enough land, so you plant here today, tomorrow you plant somewhere else because the land is there. These places didn't have very many people. You cross from one hill to another, you only find one homestead. And so when the weather was bad, these people already they had the land which is rich, which is untapped, but also had the mixed farming. If the cassava failed, maybe the millet succeeded. If the beans failed, maybe the peas have succeeded. So in that kind of having a variety, there was always that perhaps you will have some success. Yeah.
What is the relevance of community cleansing and the simple sacrifices that are made? I want you to explain. These people should know the relevance of community cleansing in environmental mitigation and climate change.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Sweeping the land, cleaning the land. It's real sweeping. We swept the land when we noticed unique bad happenings in the land. For example, let's say in a village you get 3 miscarriages. You have people hanging themselves, committing suicide. You have crop failure. You have you're invested with pests. You get me? I think pests also include birds that can come and attack your crops. So what happened? You took the complaint. You carried the complaint to the ridge leader, and then you told him things are not okay. And then he would say, let's make sacrifices to the gods. Perhaps they are annoyed in different ways. And you know how God is annoyed. When you people start pooping in water. Yeah, by the way, like for me, I can never do it. I can never piss in a river or in a lake. No. Because I grew up on that don't. I can't do it. But if people begin doing that, people begin shouting near rivers. Because for us, Bakonzo, when you reach a river, you are supposed not to shout. But when you reach it, this guy, I am a team leader at WHV Heritage. I take students to Nyamamba, they start shouting, whoa, whoa. Even if you say, please keep quiet. But for us, we never used to do that. And you know why? At a river, there is a very fragile ecosystem. Some animals they have never heard the human voice. When you shout, they go in a rampage. You with me? So when these things happen and the gods are annoyed, we clean the ridges, right, from the forest to the lake. Why did we go up to the lake? That was where the human habitation ended. Nobody was staying in the lake. I think today people are going to stay in the lake. Because yes, I think is it in Dubai? There are these hotels. They are constructed on the water. So we would clean this place from the mountain to the lake, and it was believed, because now I have to bring this on. This is my field, When it comes to spirituality of the Africans, I understand it so much. It was believed that evil spirits stay in the lake. You know what I mean? And that these evil spirits, they would go and do the people's land through the rivers. You know, rivers are also water. Now, at one time, they start moving from the water to the community. And when they reach the community, they cause havoc. They cause bad happenings. People's minds become wild. A small dispute with you, I want to kill you. A small dispute with your wife, you want even to beat her when she's pregnant. You're with me? So the people believed that these were, I think that was Satan if we are Christians, but these are evil spirits. I think evil spirits, are they not for Satan? And if you go to Christianity, that is Satan. So Satan would pass through the what? The rivers and reach the community and destabilize the community. And we would now clean the what? The land. But what is the incense, as you are saying? What is the incense? Today, we are trying to sit down now as elders to say, you don't clean the land and, for example, expect a better production next season if you are planting your crops on all plastics. You with me? But because there were no plastics by that time, they just removed the evil spirits and they left it at that. But I think what we're going now to be doing as of Rwenzori is, if it is time for cleansing the land, we have to start with the plastics. These are vuveras. They are everywhere on the mountain, they are everywhere in the town here. We remove the plastics first. Because even if you remove the devil and they leave the plastics, you will still not get what you want. Not so? So this is what we are now going to marry. We are already talking with the Minister of Culture, trying now to bring this concept up. That is, the people are already know that the land can be swept clean. Why don't we sweep everything that is bad? But of course, including also peace. You know, sorry, as I said, the evil spirits, they enter into the minds of people and they make them wild. So it means also when we are cleaning, we have also to clean those bad minds, which the Prime Minister was talking about as a mindset change. You know, it's easier for people to adopt a system which they already know. But if you say we are as he's building peace, he brings the women and men together and he starts talking about peace, sometimes we don't understand. But if, for example, UNESCO can adopt this cleansing of the mountain and they bring it in, maybe the logistical support and also maybe the technical wisdom that they have, we marry culture with the science of UNESCO. UNESCO also stands for science, I think. Yeah. We shall have got the whole thing of UNESCO. Education, we educate the people. Science, we bring the science that we have. Remove the plastics, do what is how the waste disposal. Then what? Then culture. The cleansing now. We marry them together. This mountain will be clean. This mountain will be very safe. So this is how they interrelate. But at the moment, we have science on its own side. We have culture on its own side. We have education on its own side. In the primary schools, they don't teach about cleaning the land. That is education. Science, he knows what they are. It is separated. Culture, that is our Singaporeans rule. But if we bring all of them together, we can clean this place, because culture will make people happy that, we are doing what have been done by our ancestors. Then science also is very happy because they will see practical things happening. Education will embrace us all.
Yeah, lastly, since we are talking about heritage, I'm also passionate about the environment, being a young conservationist. From that, I want to connect another question. What do you think is the relationship, or what do you think has hindered cooperation between religion and culture? I have a feeling there are some don'ts and do's that as cultural institutions, we are being blocked by religion. What advice can you bring to incorporate a balance of results between religion and culture? Because we may do this culturally and religion says it is evil. How can we bridge that gap?
I think this is why we're talking about mindset change.
Yes.
We are stuck somewhere. Yes. The religious people are stuck in their religion. They think as it was in the beginning, so it is now. World without what? Of course, you know that's a wrong thing.
Yes.
It can never be the same. Nyamwamba was not flooding, and started flooding. So where was it? Was it so in the beginning? No. There was no town here. It has come up. Huh? People are not flying in the air. They are flying in the air. So is it as it was in the beginning?
No.
No. So we are stuck there.
Yes.
We think that actually religion is not like culture. It is the same.
Yes.
We are believing in what we don't
know.
We don't see actually. That's why we say we are believing. Can you say that I believe this is my mother?
No.
You say I know she's my mother. I know she's my wife. So we are in those beliefs. But if we can change our mindset, like in the Bible they say, seek you knowledge. They don't say seek you God. God is already there. But if now we can look at the teachings of Christianity, the teachings of Islam, and we look at the teachings of our culture, you find that they are all the what? They are all the same. But there is a problem of commerce. You know, when my grandfather went to the church for the first time, and they preached to him, he said, yes, this is very good, but you remove the other bowl where the people put where they put the offerings. He said, now, if you remove that one, and you still go on for 3 years, I will come and be baptized. Of course, we simply laughed at it, but now I'm understanding that he wanted that commerce to get out of the what? Of the church. So the commerce is also a problem. So these Christians, they run after African tradition because they want things into the what? Into the church. They want the money. But also the culturists also want some what? Some money. So everybody's on his mudala. But I think what we do, like you who are in UNESCO, you should preach mindset change. We can bring science into culture. Because I think it's your culture.
Yeah.
You know, someone says, I can make rain. And in the village, you beat him. Instead of asking him, so how do you make rain? And we remove maybe some falsehood. Even this science, there are some falsehoods. After some time, they say, this is not what it is. Actually, they change the theory. Not so. So if we can look at this man who is making rain, and we see what is practical there, the scientist comes in now. He says, if you can make rain, then it means you can control wind. So can you control wind? Yes. If you can control wind, he's almost coming there. You with me? You look at the science in culture and adapt it. In China now, they are no longer doing irrigation. They are doing what they call cloud seeding. You have heard about the cloud seeding? Just go into the space, push there some gas, the clouds will come together, and it starts raining. Now those are rainmakers. They don't even know Jesus Christ. Now here someone says, I can do it. You are stupid, get away. He's evil, that is Satan. No. I don't become Satan by making rain. I don't become Satan by treating you. I don't become Satan by talking about your ancestors. Do you know that your ancestors are evil?
In the church.
If you talk about your ancestors, the church says that is evil.
In the church.
But do you know that you are all going to be ancestors tomorrow? Once you have a grandchild, you are an ancestor. So once you die, you will be Satan. But you are not aware. But Abraham is not Satan. And Abraham is also an ancestor. Jacob is not Satan. He's an ancestor. You see, it's a confusion. But for us, if we can change our minds, become independent thinkers, we shall look at the science in our culture. We marry it in the contemporary sciences. We educate our people. Everything will come together. Even when that's what I'm saying. If I'm cleaning the ridge, the land, and again I leave the Buvera behind, have I cleaned?
No.
So who will tell me that? The scientist. Say, oh, old man, you are cleaning the land. So what is cleaning? Let us define cleaning. Now that is you, the youth. So when are we cleaning? Yeah, we shall clean next week. So okay, but before next week, this week let us first remove the Buvera. The Buveras were not there. That's why they never cleaned them. You can't clean what's not there. So now these old men will adopt to first removing the Buvera before they chase the devil. And the two will have been married.